see, guys, Advocate Mshololo has proven her capabilities beyond reasonable doubt, right? I'm going to do a separate video where I talk about Advocate Mshololo very soon. But remember, I said to you guys, whenever Advocate Mshololo, whenever she goes through papers, whenever she asks certain questions, and whenever she asks documentation that corroborate the evidence that you are bringing, such as the one that such as the one of Thabo Mosia, when she asked Thabo Mosia to say, bring the documentation, the pocketbook, the OP book that collaborate the evidence. We at some point were like, where is she going? But it turns out that she's always onto something. So it was. There was no exception with what she did today. She took us into this form, a form that is supposed to be filled. Though there was, though an argument erupted in court, an argument that seeks to say that the form itself is not a statutory form, that means it's not a form that is actually legally binding on us of some sort, but we say it forms part and parcel of a process. I was also not happy with Advocate Baloyi during the argument. Advocate Baloyi, if you noticed, did not bring any argument, but rather there's a method. There's somebody that said it better, that if you have evidence, you argue with what, and if you have that, you argue with. There's somebody that put it very well. Advocate Baloyi, instead of bringing a counter argument as said by Advocate Mnisi, instead he does what we do. Look, he does what other people do in debates when they don't have points. What people tend to do is that they tend to discredit the point at hand without them providing their own points. So they wanna make you look like an idiot whilst they are not providing any counter evidence. That is what we saw Baloyi resulting to. So, at the end of it all, we then saw this lawyer. What a fear Advocate Mshololo Bafet. We saw Advocate Mshololo exposing certain things that Bongani Ntanzi did not have time to sleep. I don't understand how the state is going to win this one, but boy, he was brought back, and he was brought back at about 2 a.m. At 4 a.m. he was taken. That person did not sleep. 2 hours, 20 minutes. Then you want to tell me that that confession was free and voluntarily, without coerced? Guys, come on. I salute Advocate Mshololo. The case is done. Right there, the confession is done. Done and dusted. Back to the dustbin. You know what I'm saying? Where it belongs to. But I'm about to take you into this journey. Which journey? Two things that happened. The argument in court and what Advocate Mshololo then did. She did some damage. Are you interested then to get into this journey? If you are interested, then please stick around. As you stick around, there are a few things that I'm requesting from you guys. And those things are: you subscribe, you like the video, and you comment in the comment section below. Why do you need to do all of these nice things, good people? You need to do it because doing all of these things, it does help in terms of the algorithm to promote this video. You need to like this video, take it to 1,000 likes. You need to share this video. You need to watch the ads. You need to watch the video until the end. It tells the algorithm to say, wait a minute, people love this video. So if people love this video, we might as well share it with other people. Guys, I don't have a sponsor. We need a sponsor. We need a sponsor. If you are sitting in a boardroom making decisions, guys, we need a sponsor. Please, guys, we need a sponsor. I'm sweating. There's no drink. There's nothing. Guys, come on, man. We need a sponsor. We need to hire people. You know what I'm saying? We need to expand here. We need a sponsor, guys. Come on. Right. Then Advocate Mshololo, the Mshololo, took this, gave it to the witness and say, follow this form. Advocate Baloyi, Advocate Mshololo was like, this is how actually, this is what needs to be done, right? So the state then objected, Advocate Baloyi. The state objects to this line of evidence. We don't see what the value of this evidence is. Ah, my God. I want to get a shoe, but then the judge asked the statement, is it? Baloyi says it's form part of the process that look the process of taking a warning statement, but Mshololo says it's for an interview. Then I was sitting there, I was like, if you're saying a statement, a process of a warning statement and an interview, when you ask, like, guys, let's be careful. If I'm having a conversation with you, or if a police is asking you, that can form part and parcel of an interview. Whether the questions can lead into you getting arrested, or it can lead you into maybe getting a warning. But what precedes you getting a warning, and that is the fact that you will have been interviewed. So I was like, what is Advocate Baloyi arguing here? Because honestly, if I was in court, I was just going to take him to the Oxford Dictionary. Oxford Dictionary, you will notice that what is written here is the same thing. You should have just allowed Advocate Mshololo to take this man, but he knew that, you know what, if I allow this woman to push this guy to the corner, this guy will be buried. He's never going to come back. But what is being read here is that it's in regard to a warning statement. It's a statement. It states it's form only applicable to the warning statement, and whosoever follow is in regards to obtaining a warning statement. I'm opening this thing, guys. I was told to buy this thing. I was instructed, not even told. I was instructed that I need to have this facial tissues. So yes, this problem, I told you guys that I have a problem. Every time I stand in front of the camera, then my nose begin inching. You know what I'm saying? So even now, you can see that there's nothing in my nose, but as soon as I start talking, they start inching. You understand? So yeah, it's that problem. You can even see there's nothing here. Lest you say I'm disgusting in front of a camera. I should have done that before. It's not me. Makgotleng has suggested an adjournment for counsel to find and argue the law. So we then had to adjourn. The judge is, look, this from, this form was it for? Mshololo, it's a statement regarding an interview with the suspect, Baloyi. This is where we submit my learned friend misses the point. Judge, why don't you give me the law? Hey, I get a shubala, guys. Get a shubala. And this proceeds the charging of the suspect, as I understand. Yes, my lord. So the judge says, no, I need you guys to submit. Your argument, right? So the court then adjourned. Apparently, in court, their watch is not the same as ours, because they said 10 minutes. The next thing gone, probably for an hour. I'm gonna go to court. I will be in court soon. I'm gonna have to help them I think I need to buy a watch, so that when they say 30 minutes, it could be exactly 30 minutes, because their watch doesn't seem to collaborate with our watches. You know what I'm saying? And I know now that I'm not alone, because a lot of people are complaining about the same thing. Now, to Advocate Mshololo, we are dealing with an interview that the witness had with the suspect. It is my submission that they ought to have recorded that interview. Hey. You know when Advocate Mshololo says, when Advocate Mshololo starts climbing, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? My submission is that does not mean, look, that's where I'm getting lost a little bit. My submission is that when the suspect is charged, but it should be completed whenever there is an interview by a police officer, of which from here I thought to myself, it makes a lot of sense, because remember that you don't want to give police Any police official, you don't want to give them this freedom of doing whatever they want. You want to document whatever it is happening with the police. So if there's not documentation of their investigation, or you know what I'm saying, it means that you are giving them the freedom you are giving them a freedom to actually violate people's rights. So these will then guide against police violating human rights. And I was like, this is fair, even if it's not necessarily binding from a legal perspective, but it is fact, just to make sure that everything is followed chronologically and also legally. Mshololo, there is no justification for any interview with the suspect arrested or called in for questioning without warnings the statement being completed. Mshololo, reading part of the judgment. The constitutional protection provided for its terms of Section 35 of the Constitution to arrestees is embodied in the principle. So she read something like she was busy quoting in different judgment and all the stuff, which I was very impressed to see Advocate Mshololo showing signs of preparedness, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, wow. This is what we want to see from a lawyer who has been preparing for a case. Yeah, so it serves no purpose to attempt to recognize that an arrestee is obliged to say anything, make any submission, or answer any question unless he is specifically forewarned for his rights. I'm like, oh, my daughter, my advocate. The very term warning statement indicates the person is a suspect and has been warned of his right, especially in his right to remain silent before such an interview may take place. You can hear that now. I'm in spirit because I'm following the spirit of Advocate Mshololo. You know what I'm saying? I know I need to address the court, and the interview was held under a different pretext. It was he was booked out for cells under case number 163, not 636. You my daughter. If you understand this, then you understand the following thing, that, okay, so if he's booked for this, the interview is supposed to be about that. So if they had followed everything according to the prescript, or as the Constitution described, then you will understand. If they fill the form will then tell us what was the interview all about, because he is arrested under case 163, not 636. So you get a point. Hey guys. Okay. Oh, okay. Judge again. He made some submissions there. Mshololo, it's signs in the warning statement that has been forewarned prior to such an interview. Let's go on. Mgomezulu, my submission is each case is decided on its own merit. When we look at the interview that was conducted, it was held under different pretexts. He was booked out on cell and taken to the boardroom. There is no evidence that the interview did. Okay. I was like, you know what? I'm getting where they're going. I understand where they're going. I love the defense where they're going to say, where is the proof that there was this interview? We hear from the witness, but he can't back it up. And I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? So then the judge says he's not just merely a figurehead. He's not only here to direct and control the proceeding, but to see that justice is done. So he was commenting about him entering the arena, which I still have a problem with about Judge Ratamakhwatleng. And with due respect, my lord, I feel like what I've observed is that the judge has got a tendency of talking over people, but the same judge does not like when other people are talking over him. You know what I'm saying? We do not have a problem with the judge entering the arena when it is necessary. But whenever he does so, let it be in a respectful manner, in a manner that it says that he respects other people. He doesn't talk over them. You know what I'm saying? Because he doesn't like people who are talking over him. He easily get agitated. So I have that big problem. The number two problem is the emotional side of the judge. Hey, the judge can be emotional, guys. The judge can be emotional. Then advocate Timni, see, Uti says there is conflation of issues, saying it was raised by Advocate Mshololo that each time a person is interviewed, it must be recorded, and that the state stood up and said that that is not always the case. Here we saw Advocate Tim is objecting that you didn't even provide a counter argument. You should have provided a counter argument to show that really there's something that you're arguing on. Not this tendency of when you are debating with a person or you are bringing something that is a truth that a person is not prepared to take. What they usually do, they usually discredit the truth on the table without providing facts. That's why I don't argue with such people. I always look at them and I'm like, okay, no problem. You know what I'm saying? Because you never argue with a person that only discredit what you bring but doesn't bring a counter argument. That is what Baloyi did today. You know what I'm saying? Advocate Mgomezolo had asked whether it was fair on the suspect to be arrested on Gwanongoma matter, to be interviewed on the following day on his whereabouts on the day of the 26th of October 2014, on the day that Senzo Meyiwa was killed, which was not fair. Nisi continued, says Mshololo has now brought to court, an authority to the court, ask for it in a form of a judgment. Nisi says the court came in and said the warning statement must precede the charging of a suspect before a legal term were then invited to bring authority. I like what Advocate Timnisi was going. Then the state stood up and objected. The state disagrees that the interview required a formal process to be followed, stating that the interview must just a preliminary process that did not require the pro forma form to be filled and should not seen as a statement by the accused. Then see, we were expecting the state to also bring such a judgment against what the defense has brought forth. Each time there is an interview with the suspect, this form must be filled out without exception. Oh my God! You know when Advocate Mshololo Matata stands up, then Advocate Zatulele Nxumalo stood up and let me now stand up and charge my laptop. You know what I'm saying? Hi, I'm done. Advocate Nxumalo, it's not enough for police to use the SAP-14, right? Oh my daughter. The court, eh? Then Advocate Baloyi, it's not a statement but an alibi. This form is irrelevant to the basis of evidence. I'm just cutting things short. But yeah, he said it. You know, if you think I'm joking, he said it. It is here. You know what I'm saying? Then I feel Usajan Mokhwan. What judge? I saw people exchanging the confidential form that I brought to court. It was the accused. It turns out that the person who gave such information was Advocate Nxumalo. Hey, I was shaking there. I was like, hey, what is going to happen to the defense now? But again, I'm going to tell you the conclusion. I want to Mshololo my faith. Salute that lawyer. Salute that woman. You know, guys, if I had a privilege to have grown up with Mshololo in her age, and I was of a good age to propose to Mshololo, I wouldn't have dated Mshololo for one reason, for intellectual capacity. she will always give you problem. So I wouldn't have dated Mshololo. Never. Just not just for one reason. Her intellectual capacity. That woman will trouble you. But yeah, let's read comments. There are things that I left aside, but you're gonna get it on comments. Right? Such as Mshololo, look at the judge, talking about apartheid. Listen to this one. Rata is now officially a defense lawyer. Rata is caught being biased now. He is admitting everything the defense says. Okay. Confidential document. Mgomeza will still make a good point. If the witness was booked out to the boardroom for an interview, it was under the pretense of different case. Where then in the form for that case, Mahule asked that question. For the judge went the judge went to look for a judgment to counter the submission of a defense even before the defense made their submission. We see you, Rata. In other words, this person is saying what is going to happen here is that we see that you are already defending without waiting for a submission, which is not fair. It is the same thing that we complained about when the judge made a judgment before. And I was like, you wrote a judgment yesterday. How? But nevertheless, let's come again. Somebody says, the judge is always interfering when the defense states their facts and mum when Baloyi speaks. Exactly my problem. Exactly my problem. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, guys, there are sad news here, and I think it comes from Isolezwe, right? Listen carefully, guys. Isolezwe have reported this. General Philani Ndlovu's wife was gunned down on Sunday at Fostoras. General Ndlovu died mysteriously last year, and he was on the witness list as a person who arrived first at Kelly Kumalo's homestead after they murdered Osenzo Meyiwa. This case is too much for shame. Here, guys, I need to check this one. It was released by Isolezwe. I need to check this one. Hey, guys. Hey. Now, should it not be Baloyi who is reading what Rata is reading as submission for the state? Then some of you want us to keep quiet when such things are happening. Hey, when I'm go. What is crazy? Baloyi knew yesterday what Mshololo is going to use today and only object today, and he is not prepared to show the law. Mshololo was prepared. I agree. Then again, somebody says, the judge must apologize to the defense team for jumping into conclusion. What is Rata saying, guys? He is saying that he misses the apartheid days where a judge was allowed to do as he pleased. This came as a result of I need this word. Judge Ratama Khwatleng had made a reference to apartheid to say there is a crime intelligence law that allows the judge and the officers of the law to peruse through a document but never share the document with the with the accused. He was expecting something like that to happen. So in his emotional state, he then said, back in the days, in the apartheid days, a judge will see a confidential document and never even share with the defense. It is not what he said. It is also his insinuation that actually made people to ask this question. So you miss apartheid because he said, he speaks of this freedom as something that is messing up with things. You know, that's what he insinuated, and that's why people are saying that. Now, these Ngabis are so smart, guys. They just dribble Satan Mokomohana and the judge Rata. They say they were reading in the indictment, not the confidential document. I'm with you, and Motene. I'm with you there. You know what I'm saying? Mshololo is going to kill this judge. I Mshololo ungihleksile. As today, Charlie judge ukuthi awume kancane my lord. I'm gonna lose my strength, my school of thought. Please, my lord, my train of thought. My lord. Okay, I'm convinced that this judge, guys, knows whosoever Kininda is, and or he knows him on a personal basis, right? For the fact that Judge Rata was quick to judge the defense without full information, he must be out of this case. That's how people are willing to go. The crazy thing is, someone is going to get killed, and Mokwane and Geninda are going to accuse the defense. Yeah, that is what is actually going to happen, guys, because these guys have gotten a hold of a confidential document. I'm just wondering how confidential was that document. Yeah, I thought I should read what people are saying. There are a lot of comments over what people are saying. A lot. But okay, let's go back to this one now. So now the defense, look, Mshololo then said, "No, my lord, let me just consult with my client over this confidential document." And then Mshololo said, "My client says, no, my lord, they were discussing the indictment. That's all." Oh, my God. Judges ordered that the evidence regarding the document be expunged from the proceeding because it's now contaminated and will place the lives of the witnesses on these cases at risk. So people were saying that this was planned, it was orchestrated. So the judge says this document will not form part of the proceeding. This evidence has been contaminated. This court makes a ruling that this information must be expunged on the basis that the other people's lives could be jeopardized. Oh my God. Hi, guys, there's something that happened today before we get into the last part, which is important. Mshololo exposing the metropolis big time. Big time. Hey guys, yeah. They were just outside Rustenburg. Not Rustenburg, man. Randburg Court. A famous court. Temikosi Launch attended there. Most celebrities, they attend at Randburg. I think even DJ Maporisa attended there. Randburg Magistrate Court. It's Randburg Magistrate Court or whatever. A witness got shot outside. 2 witnesses got shot outside that. So, hey, guys, I'm just going to pass that one. Okay, so let's now proceed to Advocate Mshololo. Okay. Now let's start with Advocate Mshololo breaking these people and turning them into pieces. On the 19th of June, you did not have the search warranty for the accused place. You did not have the warranty for the accused place for the hoodie, because remember what Mokwane has said, that they went and searched. They were searching for the hoodie, according to Mokwane. But Mshololo is asking the question, where was the warranty to search? Mokwane says, certain law in the Criminal Procedure Act allows us to arrest and search even without a warranty. We are going somewhere. Pay attention to this thing, the warranty. Pay attention to this thing. We are going somewhere, right? On the 18th of June, he was booked out at 8:15, only to be booked back at 2:30 the following morning, or 2:30 a.m. Mokwane says, I don't have it, but I do remember. Mshololo, listen carefully. On the 18th, now please, this is where the expose happened. I want to go back. On 19th, they were searching. Ntanzi's place, because they were looking for this hoodie that the intruders were wearing. Notice 2 things here. The hoodie was never found in any of the suspects, right? Number one. Number two, notice that, look, it said that one of the guy had a gold teeth, right? All of that in Ntanzi is cleared. Hey, Buffett. Hey, Buffett. So there is no search warranty. The hood, they couldn't find the hoodie. They did not find the gold teeth. It is certified that he did not have a gold teeth. So on 18th of June, he was booked out at 8:15 a.m. only to be booked back at about 2:30 a.m. 8:15 in the morning. From 8:15, Bongani Ntanzi is out, booked by the police. They bring him back the following day, which was 2:30 a.m. Hey guys. Now listen, Mshololo, on the 19th of June, the suspect was charged at about 02:25. That is 25 minutes to 3 at 04. He was booked out. Yo, Ntanzi did not have arrest, guys. He was being booked without giving a proper sleep. His human rights in the Bill of Rights have been violated. His concentration span was compromised. I've done that, and I'm gonna have to tell you this before I proceed with this one. There was a day where I want to talk about people who don't sleep enough, right? It happened 3 times and I stopped. There was a day where I was in Sentin, 4 ways to be specific, because I was so tired. Look, I haven't been sleeping from the morning. I've been working until about 11, 12 midnight, right? So I approached a stop sign in 4 ways. I'm tired. When I don't know how I got into that stop sign, but I stopped at the stop sign. I fell asleep. The next thing, I had a hood beep. God, this guy noticed that I was gone. He woke me up. Why are you sleeping here? They're going to hijack you. Let me count the second time. The second time, I was somewhere in Rosebank, right? I was somewhere in Rosebank. In Rosebank, I remember I exited the gate. Outside, I don't know what happened. Fell asleep in the middle of the road, only to be awakened by police who, you know what I'm saying? Only to be awakened by police. They were like, why are you sleeping here? I was tired. Even then, I did not sleep enough. The other time, I was driving around Mall of the South. Again, this thing of sleeping late. So I was driving around Mall of the South. Hey guys, this inching thing, man. Yeah. I was driving around Mall of the South, right? And same thing, this thing of not sleeping enough. So what happened is I fell asleep as the car, in fact, four times. The other time when I was driving around Mall of the South, I fell asleep. And most when you're approaching robots, there's this concrete that is around there. The car went off the road, and by the time I got awakened, I don't know by what, the other wheels were already out, and I saw I was gonna hit the robot straight. I don't know what I did. I just swing the steering a little bit. Guess what? The car was like this. These 2 wheels were on air, and only these 2, and then it went back. Gah! The cause of this is less sleeping, concentration span being too slow, right? The last time this thing happened, we're talking about Bongani Ntanzi here, who haven't slept enough, but you are expecting him to make a sober, sound, voluntarily uncoerced decision, you are still expecting me to believe that. I'm sorry, but I won't. Just this last one before we proceed. The other time I was driving on N3 towards Spadeview, that's the day I decided that I'm never going to do this again. So, same thing. I had been working throughout the day. So it's late. It's around 12. Mind you, I don't drink alcohol. I don't smoke. I don't do drugs. It's just pure tiredness. Look, when you approach the Spadeview off-ramp, there is a concrete. And it's like people, look, it's people must be able to cross over between Spadeview and Lawndale. It's like a bridge, but for people who are walking, not the one with, look, for cars. So there is a pillar, the concrete pillar. That pillar is in the middle of the freeway. But before you get into that pillar, there is more like a distance that is the same as the freeway, because the freeway becomes two ways. Mind you, it's two ways. Measure that and say the distance from that is the same as that lane. So I fell asleep. The car was on the slow lane. The concrete is on the right, but in the middle of the road. The car went off and it was going straight into that concrete. When I woke up, I was probably 2 meters away to hit that concrete. You know why? Because I did not sleep enough. Like, let me tell you this. I don't do drugs. I don't smoke. I don't do alcohol. I don't do clubbing. So you can't say I was tired because no. You can't say maybe I was drunk or somebody gave me alcohol, no, or drugs, or whatever. No. The point I'm driving home is a person who did not sleep enough, their concentration span is very low. You cannot expect them to make or give a sober and sound decision. It's just not possible. On the basis of that, I am telling you, I don't see the state surviving this one. Yesterday, we dealt with what we saw yesterday. But today alone, I'm saying to you, I don't see them surviving this one. Why am I saying that? For the fact that this person did not have enough time to sleep, it's a proof enough that whatever decision they're making, it was not sober and sound. Number one, they've been exhausted. It was interrogation after interrogation, after investigation, after trooping, after torturing, all these things. The body is tired. You need to sleep. So if the body is this tired and you are not given enough sleep, yet you are expecting to tell me that the decision that you'll make on the next day is sober and sound. Come on, guys. Come on. This is human body that we're talking about. Right there alone, I can tell you this. I do not see the judge siding or giving a judgment in favor of the state here, because this is where the state get exposed. This is where you see that, no, this evidence here, Then Mshololo continued and said, all I want, whether you had the search warrant or not, Mokhane, we did not have it. You did not have a search warrant regarding the search of the ammunition that you recorded. Mokhane, that's true. Notice these things, right? They are just searching and searching without warrant. Hey. Mshololo, Colonel Keninda then called you to inform you that the accused wanted to make a statement. Remember, this comes at the back of your mind. Have this in mind. This same accused have not been arrested. So please bear in mind. Alright, guys, Mshololo, it is your evidence that when you were with him outside the hospital, you asked him about his involvement in the case Look, in the case 636, involvement in 636 case. Mokwane, it was not at the hospital. It was where he was working. Mshololo, you had an interview with him where he was working. Mshololo, am I correct to say the suspect did not sleep looking at the time he was booked out? Mokwane, I disagree because he was sleeping in the car. I was like, yeah, this is where he lost the case. He lost the trial within a trial. This is where, for me, he lost it. I would be shocked if the court can come to a different conclusion. A normal human body, you can never sleep in a car, especially a moving car, and expect that person to be in super sounds. Never. I've done that. I've slept in a car that is stationary. The other time our car broke down in Pretoria and we couldn't find help. So we had to sleep. You know what I'm saying? We slept at Pretoria CBD, slept in the car. It was not comfortable at all. Such that arrived home the next day, early in the morning, around 9, 10, I wanted to sleep. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So, in the morning of the 19th of June, when you receive a call to take him to Colonel Rapadu, did you take him? Mokwane says, yes, I did. Mokwane, yes, says, I did. Please notice this comes at the back of this, that Bongani Ntanzi is not sleeping, does not sleep enough. This guy again says that he agrees that this guy was taken to cell to sleep for probably 2 hours. Mshololo, but he was not put to sleep. Baloyi, what are the basis of that to say he was not booked out to the cell? Mokwane, there was a time we put him back in the cells and he slept, even though I am not sure of how long. But there's just enough evidence here, these people. The fact. Now, let me read some comments now. Somebody says, a whole black judge missing an apartheid. We are being tested as a nation. Ratamasko. Who can sleep peacefully in a police van? I think that's a fair question. Guys, there's unfairness here. Once Advocate Mshololo is done with this, you will realize how police continue to break the law while enforcing the law, conducting their duties. I don't know if you get what he's saying. If you don't get it, forget about it. Our Rata wants the defense to ask questions that he loves and use the version he loves so he can argue with them. You know what? Let me leave people, let people talk. To those who keep updating Rata about what is said here, he is, hey, listen, this person went hard. He is very rude. He is very insufferable. The comments he made about apartheid undermine the effort and the blood of people who fought for this country. Yeah, people have spoken, right? Mshololo, Jonathan and Butele said, you requested them to escort you and Ntanzi to Colonel Rapadu, Magistrate Cronje, to make a statement. Brigadier Kinida and supervisors of the MPD to say that the ones that asked them. Then Mshololo asked the permission and all the stuff, and then he says that no, that was also arranged by Brigadier Kininda. Okay. Mshololo, is it correct to say the accused had not slept before being taken to Colonel Rapadu? He was only booked to the cell at about for about 2 hours 20 minutes. I wouldn't say he did not sleep because in the cell he is taken by other officers. But at the end of it all, he agreed that this individual did not sleep. It's just that now it's difficult to openly agree that this person did not sleep. You see, guys, let me tell you this. The problem about lying is that you're going to get a court, and it's going to be difficult to defend your own lies. That's what we begin to see here. It is always good to do good, because when you are doing good, there's never going to be a person that is going to question you and put you to the corner because you've been doing good. For me, I can draw a serious conclusion from what I've observed. A person with less concentration span, how do you expect such an individual to make a sober and sound decision, voluntarily and uncoerced? A person who was being drilled and being interrogated throughout the day, he's probably still processing what was happening throughout the day. Whilst he's still, he's brought back to sleep at about 2:30. 4:20, he's taken. He's supposedly made a sober and a voluntary confession. Even if he did make that confession, I'm still going to believe that even if he did make such a confession, he would have made it because, he wanted to sleep. It was too much for a human being to be booked out at about 8 o'clock, 8:15 a.m., only to be brought back at 2:30. Whilst you're still trying to sleep, then you are taken back at 4 a.m. Then you are told you slept. Probably the people that are taking you, they've been drinking energy drinks and all this stuff just so that they can keep up with their body. And when they were done with you, they went to sleep because they couldn't take it. Do you want to convince me that this was a free and a voluntarily thing? I beg to differ. But who am I? I'm a man born under sin, subject to correction. As those that have said it, probably they think we are wrong. No, we did not arrive at this. No, we didn't. We actually, as the citizens of this country, we realize that no, man, there is injustice here. And we will still maintain the following. We are not saying they did not commit any offense, but we're saying there's nothing that links these people to the Meyiwa case. The reason we are so vocal about this is because what is happening to these people, it is most likely to happen to either you, me, or our children. So we complain about this, we're vocal about this, because we want a change from how things are done here. The gold tooth declared or cleared Bongani Ntanzi. In fact, let me say this. The DNA expert cleared Bongani Ntanzi. The gold tooth, which supposedly the intruders had on them, the dentist cleared Bongani Ntanzi and said, Bongani Ntanzi did not have a gold tooth. The police break into Bongani's house, searching for the hoodie. They found none. Put everything together. Consider the fact that Bongani Ntanzi have got a statement that backs it up that it was at Wanangoma, right? Consider again the fact that the statement made by Sergeant Mokwane, he made it on October. What's the month now? It's November. He made it just last month. Where was he all along? What was he doing? Why wouldn't he make a statement all along? Are we supposed to keep quiet? Because we must be good citizens, and good citizens must keep quiet even when things are not done the way they are supposed to be done, but we're supposed to keep quiet for the why. I don't get it. Maybe you do, but from all sorts of evidence, I do not see what link accused number one. In fact, we're talking about Ntanzi here. I do not see what link accused number two to all of this. In fact, there are unaccounted hours. Where was he from 8 a.m. to 2 a.m.? Where was he and what were you doing with Ntanzi? Wherever you were with him, what were you doing with him? Those hours are unaccounted for. But we're supposed to believe that this trial is, everything was done fairly and the voluntarily was free. I'm failing to do so. But before I forget, to those that you might have seen that we've started posting other content in this YouTube channel. You might have seen that, right? Do you? You see, right? There are more stories that are coming up. People have got a tendency of writing and sending an audio. Maybe they're expecting me to obstruct from the audio and write it. Guys, it's going to be difficult. I'm begging you, it's going to be difficult to do that. You can summarize your story in an audio, but if you want me to read out your story, you need to write a story. And number two, bring as much evidence as possible. When people email me, when people send me WhatsApp, when people DM me wanting to know about your story, I need to bring facts on your story. You know what I'm saying? Like others are asking about certain stories that I've done already. But if there's no facts, what am I going to... If you've been into the hospital, you need those records. If you've been into police, try and find the OB number about that case. Try and find the case number. But there must be some evidence attached to that. Guys, you and I will see each other in the next video. But until then, please take care.